Welcome to the breakdown where we break down all the messed up movies. Today is my birthday, 24 years old, and it's the 5-year anniversary of this channel. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope you have your notification bells clicked. So, My Chan's Daily Life. This is a weird film loosely based on the Arrow Girl manga created by Uzuga Waita. Uzuga Waita scares me. He's like a lord of hell that you're scared to fight every now and then. You can see the kind of manga he created in this video. Just click the eye in the top right. Also, after My Chan's Daily Life, we're doing All Night Long R, a Japanese movie about a loner who runs experiments on people. However, there was no English subtitles for this movie, so I just had to watch and guess what was happening. We're doing 2 movies today, everybody. Click the link in the description to see the Extreme Scenes companion video uploaded on my second channel that shows all the gory, gnarly parts. If you want to see what happens, including all the messed up parts, stay tuned for the breakdown. Cue the Gohan. My Chan's daily life begins with a weird man getting treated to meat, human meat, by the maids. The housemaid in heels seems to be the master maid. Her name is Kaede, and she tells this noob to cut right into this imprisoned lady on the floor. You probably can't see her. This movie is ambitious already, but the random cuts to black and white are weird. I will say I really enjoy the shout out they give to Uzuga Waita here. They surely let you know this is inspired by his works. Chapter 1, The Day of Finding a Maid Job. Someone named Miyako is looking for work on the web and finds a listing for a live-in maid. The pay is 500,000 yen a month. Now 1 week later, she hears back from the job. She's passed the first screening. Now it's time for the second screening, nude measuring. I didn't know physical exams were this complex. Anyway, she got the job, and now to introduce the movie's namesake, this is Mai, and she's such a geek. Senpai Mai teaches Miyako all about how not to get fired immediately. Clumsy ass girl. It's starting to feel like a 1-season anime watching this. The first test for Mai and Miyako is to eat like kittens. Every time I think of eating out of a bowl, I imagine the vomit from Audition. This girl is so damn clumsy. Looks like it's time to get punished because of it. Mai is stabbed directly in the hand, splattering blood everywhere. Reminded me of woman's flesh. Miyako isn't as weirded out as I thought she would be. Y'all heard this track before, right? I thought only YouTubers used this. Oh yeah, her finger grew back. What the heck do you need to hide your healing hand for? Later that night, Miyako gets up to get a drink of water. She hears Mai and Master Maid Kaede fooling around. I knew Mai was just acting clumsy on purpose. She offers any part of her body to be eaten. You can see what part of her body they are getting out in the uncensored Extreme Scenes video, link in the description, okay? But it's her eye, in an effect that reminds me of Guinea PIg 1. Miyako has seen all of this, and guess what? It has aroused her. She's made for this nutty place. After losing her eye, Mai is looking like that girl from the Another anime. Look, her eye is healing back. I think it's kind of cool how it's not instantly the way it was before. But put some clothes on. I'm not trying to get age-restricted out here. Mai has a quirk. Regeneration from any injury as long as she has food in her stomach. Mai's clumsy ass walks through the field we saw in the beginning, and every action she takes feels like a big deal to the director. I've never seen eyes like those before. She looks like she's gonna turn into the lizard. Maybe that's how she regenerates. Anyway, meanwhile, Miyako is feeling the flame of arousal. Now it's funny, the translations for Japanese movies that involve really extreme perversions, they always call the people in question pervert, but usually we would have more meaner words to call someone that is attracted to gore. Now, Mai returns, seeing a note for her to come to the Red Room. That reminds me of those movies, Red Room. Those were some good hot movies right there. So Miyako wants to eat Mai. Make yourself look more delicious, they say, before having her urinate. That doesn't seem delectable at all. Looks like the homeowner is all excited at least. So there involves a lot of cutting and roughhousing inside torsos that you will see in the companion video. I think the homeowner is about to mess his pants watching. Now it's time for the Tokyo Chainsaw Massacre. After all that gore, Mai is healing with the new love of her favorite Kohai. And so that is the end of Mai-chan's daily life, and based on the credits, looks like this was almost a faithful adaptation. Just let me know if you want me to do the manga as well. So, you ready to move on to All Night Long R? Let's go! All Night Long R begins with moaning of death, the weather of destruction that prepares us for the bloodbath that will be All Night Long R. Oh look, another loner. I'm guessing he's 17 years old. I mean, it's cute that you're feeding your fishies, but that smile you got looks like some Jeffrey Dahmer stuff. I'll call him Sakana. There's a scene of him dissecting a fish, not for the purposes of biology, but rather because he's sick. He imagines what it would be like to do this to a person. And look what he has in his closet, a rodent with an ear attached. When he's not experimenting, he's watching Reika's room. This is like some old iCarly cam girl type stuff. Now listen, Sakana, you're pretty dumb in the head. It's not healthy. Why did I say that? Just because he smiles weird. I'm sorry. He strolls through some of Reika's video postings, noticing a split-second mistake. But Sakana notices that this paper in the back tells her personal information. You know, one time I left my whole real name in a video. Nobody noticed. Ah, stop the cap. Your computer can't zoom in like that. This is the computer for forensic scientists. All right, finally, you left your room. Now it's time for a lost in translation type adventure. Actually, the sucker uses the information he found to track down Reika, the host of Reika's room. He crouches away like an old man and parks all night watching through her window, imagining her doing the dirty with him and someone else doing the dirty with her while he watches. Anyway, he kidnaps her off screen. I wonder how he managed that. I mean, I feel like she could really beat his ass if she wanted. He doesn't look that tough. He want to be an anime villain so bad. Look like Obito a little bit. He cuts the body into pieces in a bathtub. So you can see all the gory mess that happens to her in the extreme scenes. I'm surprised because I figured this movie would prolong the parasocial relationship between Reika and Sakana more. I mean, he killed her in the first 30 minutes. You know what that eye reminds me of? Neversoft. You know, the company behind the first couple Tony Hawk Pro Skater games and, of course, Spider-Man 2000. It's hard not to see that. Later on, he fakes a photo of him for some dating website and tricks this lady to come and meet him. I'd be disappointed to meet someone who can barely talk to me though. Hell, I'd be a little scared too. Look how he look. Well, he stands up and drugs her with some knockout drug. Imagine if pepper spray worked like that. They'd probably have to make it illegal. While he's drugging her, the most random thing happens. An arrow is shot into his room with a letter that I wish I could read. Darn. Reading the letter has him about to vomit though. Maybe you guys can translate. It might solve what this movie is more about as well, rather than what we can just see. While he's sick, she's escaping, and she stabs a piece of glass right into the back of his neck before kicking his booty all around the room. Unfortunately, this dude has knockout spray which he uses on her, and she's imprisoned again. But who the hell shot that arrow in the room? I was hoping she'd get away. Don't tease me with willpower and survival just to bring me back to this. For some reason though, he decides not to execute her. This is all because he's going to experiment on her. Now she's like a guinea pig. All these movies are inspired by the guinea pig movies anyway. Now his experiments involve growing different body parts on her. She later wakes up crying for him to reverse his experiment, and gladly he actually does. He slashes off the extra breasts and ears that she had on her, and everything turns innocent. Just like that, he's normal and she's kind to him. Is this the result of two lonely people with nothing else? You wouldn't have to thank him if he never did anything in the first place. Maybe y'all were made for each other. They fool around, take bubble baths together, but it's not over yet. Some delinquent wants to attack Sakana. Maybe he was the one who shot the arrow in that room, warning him that if he didn't do something, he'd get beat up. Well, here he is. The delinquent breaks into the flat. But what he sees is crazy. The girl that we thought was cured of those growths is actually dead, and she still has those growths. All of that romantic stuff was just a daydream. Sakana knocks out the delinquent and ties him up, and you can see all the yucky things that happened to him in the extreme scenes video. The movie ends as Sakana builds some female model on his computer, writing in his little serial killer blog, while an apparition made by his mind comforts him. So in a massive upset, I personally enjoyed My-chan's daily life a little bit better. And of course, I was limited by the absence of subtitles, but I feel like even if I did understand everything, it wouldn't stop this movie from being boring to me. The other 3 All Night Long films are just a lot better in my opinion. Let's talk about the craziest moments from both My-chan and All Night Long R. My-chan's daily life is directed by Sade Sato, while All Night Long R is directed by Katsuya Matsumura. Japanese movies like this are usually my favorite. They're short, easy to digest, focus on loneliness and an absence of morals, and usually have no content ID for YouTube. My-chan was ambitious and fun. All Night Long R was pretty well made for a disturbing movie, but I just liked the previous 3 more. I didn't like being in this guy's room the whole movie. Now, My-chan was like a fun project. It makes me wonder what other famous, gory Japanese movies I should talk about next. In the Extreme Scenes video, I talk about where you can watch these movies if you haven't figured it out already. Most disturbing moment in My-chan's daily life is the Red Room torture, specifically the torso violation that I couldn't show. The most disturbing moment in All Night Long R is the bully's final torture. He lost his ding-a-ling. You'll see it in the Extreme Scenes. Everything else was kind of boring. And that's it. Who doesn't love disturbing Japanese movies? I got some videos for you here, like Imprint, directed by Takashi Miike. This is one of the craziest things to ever be filmed. Or you could check out the Horror Geeks video on Ichi the Killer. That movie's also directed by Takashi Miike. Another one of Miike's films that set the bar. If you liked this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more messed up stuff. Thanks for watching. Spooky out.